Oh, I love surprising you guys with this upload I didn't even announce on the schedule. Hi guys, it's Mimberly. Welcome back to the channel. We are playing Snowy Serenity today. Now, I've had this is a very quick one, but I think this is the Zayne kiss one. And you lot were complaining that there isn't enough Zayne content on the channel, so you know what, your girl delivers. Come on, let's get straight into it because it is getting very late. And my voice is also beginning to leave me. This metaflux storm in the Arctic has lasted for 4 days so far. It's also the 4th day I lost contact with Zayne.
Raise the barrier strength to the maximum level. Has the metaflux detector been set up over there?
The hunter who's leading the team stops at the mouth of a snow-covered mountain pass as he directs the construction of defenses. He glances at me.
Our branch has rules. We can only take precautions on the outer perimeter for any storms above level 7. We cannot approach them.
The blizzard fiercely strikes against my goggles, blurring my vision. Still, I keep my eyes fixated on the fortress-like building on the opposite side of the mountain. I'll be fine by myself. The person I'm looking for is over there.
At the Protocore energy converter? It was built during that great battle in the Arctic and abandoned when it ended. Why would anyone go there?
Because he participated in that battle. At my speed, the mountain trembles. Snow rises from the opposite side and rolls down with a rumble. Zayne, the metaflux detector's readings instantly hit the maximum value. I can't wait any longer. I step out of the swirling blue energy barrier.
Stop!
The Arctic branch's rules don't apply to Lincoln hunters, and this is a matter of life or death. Even if you're going to punish me, I'll accept it as soon as I bring him home. Grimacing, the leader stares at me from behind the energy barrier.
By going there without any help? Are you trying to get yourself killed?
No, I'm trying to save the man I love. After a moment, a mechanical sleigh dog pulling various pieces of equipment slides in front of me. The hunter turns around, not giving me another look.
Communications team. There might be signs of life at the storm's epicenter. I'd like to submit a request for a special rescue unit.
I immediately get on the snowmobile and speed towards the fortress gate that's half buried in the snow. I should have realized it sooner. Zayne must be in the Arctic because something was about to happen. A week ago, on the day I sent him off from the airport, I should have known. Okay, we're gonna get some context as to what actually happened, because, yes, thank God. Yawning, I sit in the airport's departure hall's cafe. I'm bored.
Order 775. Please collect your order at the counter.
The guy pushing 2 puppies in a stroller passes me, and I can't help but turn my head to look.
Your eyes are practically glued to them. Stop that. They won't be yours no matter how long you keep staring.
Why must you break my heart like that?
This includes, but is not limited to, those inside and outside the stroller.
Okay, so if I stare at you then, will you be mine then? What belongs to me then? A hand rests on my head. I'm forced to turn my head and meet Zayne's gaze with its mysterious depths.
The hazelnut latte is yours.
Nah, because why is that what I get at Costa as well? God damn it. Well, the answer is correct. That's not what I expected. You look good in your jumper, though. Oh. I take the cup from Zayne. You don't typically ask me to see you off when you're going on a business trip. Is there a reason why you want me to accompany you for breakfast today?
Should I take that as you not wanting to see me off?
Okay, shut up. Don't use that against me. No.
I don't know when I'm going to return to Lincoln. It's possible I won't be able to ensure you have breakfast for a whole month. So while I'm still here, I'll make sure to supervise you as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. In other words, he's got to keep an eye on us. Also, my hair is really annoying me. After breakfast, Zayne and I arrive? What the fuck is a rave? Arrive at the security checkpoint together. We stop at the same time.
I'll have to board the plane soon. Let's say goodbye here.
Alright, I'll leave once I see you go in. Zayne doesn't usually like to have long goodbyes. I thought he'd be on his way already, but suddenly he turns to me, opening his arms for a hug. Why?
Isn't this normal?
You usually don't even let me see you off at the airport. When did this become a thing? Despite saying those words, my feet unconsciously move forward. Aww.
Yes. But we can make it a thing now.
Yes, I haven't painted my nails yet. Sue me. I wrap I wrap my arms around his waist and press my face against his chest. You've been so proactive in the days leading up to this trip. Are you afraid I'll forget about you?
I am. I'm terrified, actually.
Oh! Take care of yourself in the Arctic.
You too.
God damn it, I'm gonna cry in a minute. At the end of our long hug, Zayne's voice rings in my head again.
There's one more thing.
Hmm? His slightly serious tone makes me tense. I knew something was off. What is it? Zayne straightens his posture, but his arms are still wrapped around me. Is it important?
Mm-hmm.
I watch as Zayne reaches into his coat pocket, pulls out his car keys, and places them in my hand.
Could you drop off my car at the car wash on your way back?
Seriously, Zayne? That's it? Zayne chuckles, and his hand once again rests on my head.
It's almost time. I need to go. You should also head back.
As I watch him pass through the security checkpoint, I slowly walk to the exit. Yet for some reason, a nagging feeling lingers in my heart. I can't help but look back again, only to see Zayne, who's been watching me for who knows how long, waving at me from behind the glass door. Oh. Zayne didn't seem too busy during the first few days at the Arctic. He responded quickly to my messages. Unfortunately, the peace of mind I had was shattered 3 days ago when I got a video call from him. Zayne? Perfect. I hold my phone up to my face, but all I can see on the screen is a corner of the ceiling. Hi? Is that you? A fluffy little head appears and nuzzles the camera a couple of times. It is! Did you miss me? The camera shakes a bit and Zayne's face appears on the screen.
Yes, he did. He couldn't eat or sleep. He rolled around on the floor because he missed you so much.
It's just you and Pi? Where's Dr. Noah?
He's busy cooking in the kitchen. He won't let me help him. Therefore, I can only prepare for tomorrow's work.
Zayne's gaze shifts to his side, and after a brief period of silence, he looks back at the camera.
I need to tell you something.
Having been fooled at the airport, I lift my chin in a dismissive manner at the screen. It must be serious, right? Let me guess, did Pi tell you something, or...?
I might not be able to respond to your messages starting tomorrow. I'll be busy for 3 days. I can't say much because it's related to the research project. However, I'll call you the moment I leave the base.
Zayne says calmly, but it takes a moment for his words to sink in. I didn't expect that. It's rather sudden, don't you think?
These circumstances are special. I hope you understand.
Zayne, dinner's ready.
All right, I'll be there in a moment.
Zayne turns his head and answers. Before he can say anything, I speak first. Don't keep Dr. Noah waiting. Hang up and eat.
All right. You can end the call first.
I nod, my fingers hovering over the button to hang up, but I hesitate. I'll hang up then. My finger reluctantly moves to the button, yet before I can press it...
It seems you still have something to say. Why don't you tell me before we hang up?
My thoughts are carefully stirred, and my feigned indifference turns into me being awkwardly flustered. But I don't have anything to... I mean, make sure you rest well when you're at the base. Eat as much as you can. And I hope you'll be able to come back early.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hang up now. For the third time, I move my finger towards the bottom of the screen.
Wait.
Zayne moves closer to the screen.
I also want to say something.
This lingering sound seems to travel across a vast distance to strike my heart.
I miss you too.
Why am I getting emotional over 3D pixels, for fuck's sake? Oh, God, this literally reminds me of the telephone conversation I had with Kate before I had to leave the airport. Because we got engaged when I visited him in America last year, and saying goodbye to him was the hardest thing I've ever done, and the conversation went very similar to that because I was struggling to find the willpower to, one, leave, and then two, hang up the call. So that one, that hit a little bit close to home, I'm not gonna lie. I fucking missed that shit. Thank God we got this button. You say sweet things over the phone, but you secretly head into the eye of the storm. Oh, when I find you, I won't let you off the hook. While reminiscing about our last video call, I entered the nearly collapsed protocore energy converter. The frigid air's coldness seeps into my bones. Meanwhile, the damaged devices around me and metaflux particles are sealed under a layer of icy blue frost. These... did Zayne's evil? A loud noise suddenly resounds behind me, and ice completely shuts me off from the outside world as it seals the entrance. I calm myself, or I can only head deeper into the tunnel in this darkness. Jesus. The temperature has already dropped below freezing, and even though the wanderers are encased in ice, their cries can still be heard. As I start to worry about Zayne's safety, the whole building suddenly shakes as if hit by a strong force. I slip and fall into an area covered in ice spikes. The frost on my eyelashes is heavy. I struggle to open my eyes. However, I see a lot of strange ice sculptures. Inside each one is a wanderer that is yet to form. Sharp ice spikes quickly approach me in an uncontrolled manner. Meanwhile, a figure whose body is half frozen calls out my name. Is that... Zayne! Uh-oh. A towering wall of ice rapidly forms behind him, sealing away a huge, intimidating silhouette.
Don't come any closer.
Oh. I don't like it when I can hear the heartbeat. Ice arrows that should have been aimed at the wanderers fly past my cheek. The intense energy fluctuation makes me feel as if my heart is about to break. I can't remember what happened after that. But after countless icicles fall to the ground, I get up and run towards Zayne. The icy blue frost seems to have covered his eyes as they reflect my stumbling figure. Oh no. Before the area is completely frozen, Zayne and I manage to escape. We arrive at an underground shelter with each other's support. My uncontrollable heartbeat slowly calms down, and when I come to my senses, a first aid box is in my hand.
You need to tend to your arm. Can you do it by yourself?
I can hear the pain in his voice. I lower my head and notice an ice arrow lodged into my forearm. I notice Zayne is sitting against a wall far away from me. Frost still spreads from inside his collar and his sleeves. He really can't control his evil right now. With a bit of force, I pull out the ice arrow, and then I go to Zayne's side and take his hand. Are you gonna let me... Thank you. Although I've seen him lose control of his evil before, he's never let me get a closer look. The frost isn't just covering his skin. Tiny, sharp ice spikes grow out from his own body, piercing him. Zayne, you... He forces a smile and brings a finger to his lips.
You can scold me all you want. After we leave here, all right?
This always happens, and you owe me big already. A cold finger caresses the side of my face.
Didn't I say I'd call you once I got out? Why did you come here alone?
You haven't said anything for more than 3 days, and without you, there wouldn't be anyone to make sure I eat breakfast. The harsh words that were about to leave my mouth turned into me, slightly shaking my head. I lift my arms and hug his shoulders. His body shudders slightly. I'm not sure if it's because of the ice spikes that are growing from his body or something else.
You might get hurt. It's possible I won't be able to control myself. I'm referring to my evil.
No. You should stay quiet while I'm still pitying you. Amidst our tangled breaths, his arms hesitate for a long time before finally wrapping themselves around my back. A while ago, someone promised me it was the last time I'd have to worry about him.
It's not serious. I'll survive.
That's not serious. I knew it, you're better off not talking. After a moment of silence, I hold Zayne more tightly. Do you feel better now?
I do. I'm okay now.
As my gaze sweeps over him, the frost covering half of his body seems to back away from my touch. Huh? Could it be? I use my evo and the ice recedes more quickly.
What are you doing?
Resonating? Zayne, my evo can help you.
Impossible. You must be seeing things.
His tone suddenly turns cold as he pushes me away. But it actually worked. Look! I grab his wrist and our resonance faintly ripples out. It's much more obvious this time. The ice spikes shrink back and melt.
There will be a price to pay. It's not as simple as you think.
As soon as he finishes speaking, a piercing cold sensation erupts from my palm. My heart cries out as if I'm being stabbed.
No!
Oh. Am I gonna cry? Oh, please don't crash, phone, for the love of Christ. Thank you. Zayne quickly holds me and lifts my body onto the hospital bed.
Using your evil to control the backlash is dangerous. I don't want...
I told you to be quiet. Here you go again with impossible, and you must be seeing things. The pain in my heart gradually subsides. I shake my head and sit up on the edge of the bed. When will you finally say something that I want to hear? I'm trying to put my proper emotions
I
in
want
here.
to protect you. Dragging you into a dangerous situation is the last thing I would do. I don't want the person I like to get hurt.
I'm tearing up. Person you like might not feel the same way. I just wanted to protect you as well.
Really? I shouldn't have let you see me like this.
I've already decided to face this with you, unless you say you don't need it.
How come? When we were apart these past few days, I was always thinking about you. Whether or not you've been eating properly, taking care of yourself, and if you would be upset if we never saw each other again, you occupied my every thought. If I hadn't been missing you, perhaps I wouldn't have struggled to hold on until you found me. I need you. I have never denied that. It's just... it's not the kind of need you think it is.
Oh! How could this man make me feel fucking emotional and then to blushing? Fuck's sake. You know which option we're gonna go for, come on.
If I must say something now, then I'm glad you're here.
Oh.
Are these what you wanted to hear?
Aha, got it. He loses control of Evo, we kiss. Done. So, does that mean I can use him as like a portable freezer so we can get him to do that more often? The storm rages outside the protocore energy converter, and after an indeterminate amount of time, we finally get a signal from the Arctic hunters coming in to our rescue. They concluded from the subsequent investigations that this metaflux storm was powerful enough to create an unimaginably large wanderer. It reminds me of that silhouette behind the towering ice wall when I saw Zayne. So we're back to Zayne's house.
What are you thinking about?
Zayne's voice drags me back to reality. We're both lying down on the couch. I was thinking about Mount Eternal. It only happened a week ago, but it feels as surreal as a nightmare. I turned to look at Zayne. Oh, right, I've been too busy this week to check up on you. Shouldn't you take care of yourself more?
You were just being strict with others, but not with yourself.
So wait, was that whole thing like a nightmare in our head? Huh. Before Zayne can continue his retort, I grab his wrist and start looking at it carefully. When Zayne tries to pull his handbag, I take this opportunity to sit in his lap. Don't move, I'm not done yet. My gaze moves up. I only feel relieved when I see those ghastly wounds have healed.
At times like these, I'm glad you're not an actual doctor.
Says the doctor. He tenderly holds my hand and I look into his eyes. For a moment, that familiar gaze takes me back to a frozen world. The worry I suppressed several times before it surges forth. I look away.
You have questions. However, I won't be able to give you definitive answers to them.
Since Zayne has noticed my concern, I hesitate for a moment, but I decide to speak. I still want to know what happened in the Arctic during those few days when we lost contact with each other. He lowers his head and gently caresses the back of my hand. He thinks for a moment.
It's related to the battle at Mount Eternal from a few years ago. What actually happened at the time is something I've been trying to understand.
Zayne's tone is soft, yet it carries itself with a determination I've never heard before. Will you be going back there again in the future? He looks at me without saying anything, but in this silence, his hand that's holding mine gives me a reassuring warmth. Okay, I'll stop asking. Otherwise you might say something like, I'll survive again. I don't want to hear it. I move off his lap and sit back down next to him. I know very well he's made up his mind about this, and I'll always be by his side.
To be honest, I was never good at saying what people want to hear.
That's why he's a fucking doctor. You better practice in the future then. The once gloomy sky suddenly brightens and we're showered with an endless stream of sunlight. Long shadows are cast on the floor.
The sky is clear now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
What?
It's nothing. I'm just very grateful you're here. By my side.
Guys. Genuine question. If I teared up at that, how bad is it going to be when I play the other myths? Because I've got this new one from Solace that's just dropped. So, you know, the one where he's a Drake. You've got the other Zayne one. I've got one more Raphael one to do and one more Xavier one to do. God, you Love and Deepspace girlies are going to get spoiled this week. Holy hell.